That was a game?
Yeah.
That's not a game.
It's a good... What?
It's not a game.
What do you mean?
This is like propaganda. This is like f***ing propaganda.
What the f*** are you talking?
Yes, it is. Like how I should behave in a social setting and giving me points for whether...
No, it's like emulating how Japanese people would, behave in certain circumstances. But given the absurdity of some of them, you know that's like it's not the emulating the real world like so closely. So
some of them, yeah, but a lot of them. So no, this is how propaganda works. You put a little grains of proper things that you believe should be, and you mix it with some random bullshit so that it goes unnoticed.
Okay, so what are you saying? It's a bad thing to propagate decent behavior, because
define decent behavior.
Decent behavior is to be mindful of your surroundings and people around you.
Yeah,
so
and not looking at the guy
properly.
Yeah, but the thing is that, for example, looking at a girl's ass has nothing to do with proper behavior.
Yeah, that's why you are not encouraged to do that.
Why?
Unless
wait. I mean, it has nothing to do. No, seriously. Looking at somebody in public is just that. That's it. You have the right to look at a person's body.
Remember that this game
is Japanese. And that's propaganda.
And it thinks Japanese.
And that's what I'm saying.
In Japanese is a very different concept that you could imagine.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's like, it basically okay, for example, would you agree that you cannot discuss the difficult history of your country?
That you cannot discuss?
That you shouldn't? Yes, exactly. You shouldn't, for example, at schools, you shouldn't teach. So imagine that you have a game which would propagate that idea, that it's a bad idea to speak negatively about the country that you live in. And by some standards, somebody would say, well, this is how we think. This is our culture. This is how we perceive it as a good thing.
I think this is like a kind of a different example than we just saw.
No, the idea is that there is a standard of behavior which is accepted.
But it's not behavior.
Looking at somebody's body or not, that's behavior.
That's behavior, yes. But teaching someone, or not teaching someone something, it's a decision that was made.
Wait, okay, let me put it differently. No, okay, I'm going to state it that this is propaganda for one simple reason. There is no conversation. Nobody's saying why something is good. There is no discussion. This is not educational. This is, you do this is good. You do that is bad. Without thinking why, without discussing it. If that's how you present anything, by definition, that is propaganda.
Listen, the difference in your thinking and the reality is that you have to remember that those people were subjugated to this kind of thinking for generations.
Yeah, I know.
And for them, not questioning something is like a second nature. You just do something because you are supposed to do something.
Yeah.
And
so something truly educational would be actually having a conversation.
That's not, listen, it's not that they don't have conversations about that. I'm sure they have. But the Japanese way of thinking is that they always think about the other person first and last about themselves.
Sure, it's a way, I get it. It's
it's a way of thinking.
It's not inherently bad.
Looking at girls' butt, it's not considered a good thing, but it's not considered a good thing anywhere, actually, because you were being indecent.
Wait. No. But I don't think that there are places where it would be within moral reasoning. No, that's the thing. You saying that it's not a good thing. I don't think it's a good or a bad thing. It's a thing. Being ostentatious about it is one thing. But, for example, I don't think that, okay, and being ostentatious also doesn't really fucking matter. So, wait. Because, all in all, what I want to say is this. Looking, while I understand that in Japan it's already been processed as a meta perception of culture, like objects perceived change their nature, blah blah blah. So through that, thinking, looking changes the nature of the object, and so on and so on. But apart from that, looking is just looking. Because if we go into the mentality that looking breaks your personal space, that's the Polish dress mentality, czego się kurwa gapisz. And if we're going in there, I'm sorry, this is not where we're going.
Wait, so you're telling me that there's nothing wrong in looking as long as you're discreet.
I think that
because if that's the case, yes, I could agree.
If you know that the person who observes you looking might draw conclusions from you looking, which means that you looking is sending a signal, and you need to think about what the signal might be and how it is interpreted, then yes, that is something that you can be aware of. But if you are not sending any signals, unless you're worried about a random dude seeing you look at someone, and that for me is I don't care about the opinion of a random.
Again, you are overcomplicating things, I think. And
what do you mean overcomplicating?
Because it's not that complicated of a concept, dude.
What?
Because you wouldn't teach your kid to, randomly look at women butts on an escalator, because why? Because she has a nice butt, so you are allowed to look at this butt and be an indecent person.
Why? Wait. So here's the thing, and this is really important. Why indecent?
Because
no, seriously, that is a very good question.
Because you are objectifying this girl. Then that's the first
because
thing.
I'm objectifying the person.
Yes, you are objectifying the person, and you are not mindful of her feeling, because she might not fucking want to, her butt to be looked at.
She is in a public space. Everybody who is in a public
space. That is not the case.
What is not the case? Wait. No. The idea is that you have the right to privacy within private places. When you're in the public, why do you think people care how they dress? Why can't you run naked? Because we are all aware that we are being looked at. And so the thing is that, and by the way, a lot of, it's not specifically an argument in this conversation, but I would say that the fact that some people stress what they want you to look at on their body by clothing a specific way means that there is an awareness that we are going to be observed. And so here's the thing, I would say that, and that's why coming back to this idea that if someone sees you looking at them, yes, for example, somebody has a deformity, and you might assume that they will feel ashamed if you stare at their deformity, then yes, I understand. You can be polite and not do that. But so here's the thing, and this is really important. Let's say that you have a deformity on your face. Would I be able...
I mean, I do. It's my face.
Exactly. Would I be able to not look at it at all? Probably the answer is no, because I will see it.
It draws attention.
It draws attention. So but then accusing me of being inconsiderate because I look sometimes at your deformity because you have it, then is fucking offensive to me.
No, when you look at sometimes just to out of curiosity maybe, or because you just couldn't help yourself.
Yeah, exactly. But how do you know what is my intention?
On fucking purpose.
How do you know what's my intention?
Staring on fucking purpose, in this game when you have a choice to look directly at her ass on purpose.
But so here's the thing. That is my choice to make. One, and because she's not looking at me, I'm only being judged by the escalator of fucking men on the right who see me looking at her.
That's right.
So my question, here's the thing, and because the only last question is, okay, fine, there is one final conclusion. Do you believe that we should live in a world where everybody should be a constant example to others? Is that the idea? Because that's what it sounds like.
I don't think so, because...
I'm being the example to these men by not looking at her and promoting decent behavior so that they would know that, they would copy what I do in a normal
world. that depends on your actions, because if one's action is to in fact be decent and not look at the girl's ass just because you are a fucking perv, then yes, it would be a better thing to be, like you said, be in a society that mimics one another's behavior. If it's a decent behavior. If it's not, like, I wouldn't mimic fucking Hitler.
Wait, but it's the basic idea, like, oh my, it's, the fucking meme. It's like, don't look, it's a stagehand. No, if you look too long, you'll be like him. And then the child becomes the stagehand. It's like, don't put beer on my speakers. And you're not a fucking DJ here. Like, what I'm saying is that, like, by the way, so, okay, fine. I have a counter argument. You know that this is the argument that people use against gay parades, or like being fucking homosexual in public, because like, oh my god, we observe that behavior and children might become like them.
You know what?
Jesus fuck, I hate this argument.
I actually had that thought like a couple of days ago, because I thought about those politicians that want to, erase the LGBTQ agenda, so-called.
Yes, like make it
from
non-existent.
everywhere.
Yeah,
non-existent. Because why? The reasoning is because children is, subjected to it, so they will become gay.
Oh, somebody think of the children!
Yeah, and my thought was, so, if you, the politician in question, would be subjected long enough to, I don't know, gay porn maybe, you will turn gay then, huh?
Well, I think their thinking is that you're too adult. Like, if you're too adult, you already like. But
it's. I think that no, because why? Children are not coming to the Proud Parades, to my knowledge, or if they do, I mean, this is like a. Like
it's not a fuck fest. It's just, and it's not a fuck fest. It's just people dressed colorfully, just having a good time,
expressing themselves.
Yeah, exactly. So,
so the point is that you can't turn someone gay. You can make someone gay just by teaching them that this thing exists, and those are like people that exist.
But you know that
beside you, and,
what you just said is something that they don't believe in.
That they don't exist.
No. What they do not. First of all, I would say that a lot of people who are like anti-gay trans movement and like anything that is different, I think that mostly they. First of all, there is no consensus among them how homosexuality happens. Like, yeah, of course, we have the numbers that this is like, well, it comes to be.
I know.
Yeah, but basically, like, if you ask people who like went to school and actually like were educated a bit, the idea is basically that it's a statistical, like that it happens in nature, it happens in animals, and we are animals, so it happens among our species as well. And there is almost like a percentage of the population that is that way, and that this is the thing is that, but you have the religious community who has problems understanding how old the world is or where people come from. So for them, questioning where specifically homosexuality comes from, or like what is the origin and why it happens, is open to interpretation. So they choose to interpret it not as a natural thing that happens to people as a species. No, they choose to believe that this is not nature, that this is nurture, that this is environmental, that this is like, this is why teachers can't be gay, because children find out that your teacher is gay, they become gay. Isn't like right. So they have this deep-rooted belief that this is something that you can get. That's
like a disease,
and if you can get it, then you can unget it. That's why you have like conversion camps, and that's why you have all that bullshit. So that's the issue. But what I'm saying, that in the end the argument goes like this: there is a certain, like, I do understand that Japan is like a society which is a tightly knit society, and they believe that a lot of their actions and behaviors causes the ripple effect throughout the people surrounding them, and that they are kind of constantly on guard as to their behavior, as if they were always watched perceived.
I mean, yes, but because that's exactly what happens. Japanese people are actually very judgmental people too, and
No fucking shit.
Yes.
Like I've noticed.
And yes, you are constantly under, like, let's call it surveillance. If you like, especially if you're living in a small like places like villages or small towns.
Well, that's true about almost all places, even in the West.
Well,
like
yes.
if you live in a small place, you're constantly like everybody knows you, everybody knows your every move, and yeah.
But you know, there's a like strong sense of community there, and
okay.
Well, especially like some like smaller towns or villages, when you are expected to contribute to the community and do like
cool.
something, anything, to contribute to the community and take part in the preparations of, I don't know, festivals or in the town's life. And if you are not doing that, and if you're not, polite and talk to your neighbors or have good relations with them, you are treated like an outcast. Then, even if you're Japanese, like
of course,
like to the foreigners is like even worse. But it's slowly changing. I hope. But you're becoming an outcast, and it's like really hard for you to do stuff later, because
I get it.
You eventually will need someone from that community to help you with something or do something for you, or I don't know, just something, anything.
I agree that, like, for me basically the question is, if you have a spectrum where, like, if we, I don't know, let's say the United States being like far like a radical example of extreme freedoms, where regardless of who or what you are, I think the belief is that you should be able to function within the society, like to a point, of course, because every society still has like norms and rules. Then I would say that then it sounds kind of like Japan is on the other end of the spectrum. You know there is the saying that what is the tall poppy syndrome?
A what?
Tall poppy syndrome.
No, I don't know what this is.
So you have poppies in the field, right?
Yeah.
And the tallest ones get, struck down by wind, lightning, and everything that bad happens.
Okay.
It's like, do not stick outside of the group norm. Right? So this is called the tall poppy syndrome. And so the only question is that it kind of kills art.
Art?
Well, why
art?
Why art? Well, because art is different. Art is outstanding. Art is going against the grain, it's going against the norms, it's questioning the norms.
Yeah, but you can't like do art and be like a socially accepted person then?
What I'm saying is that I'm not saying that, no, but it's basically like, if you never question the norms and if you always work within the form that you're within, you can create a certain modicum of art. But so in the end, what I'm saying is that it's an interesting idea, because it would be a good question about who are the radical free thinkers in Japan, and how are they treated? Are they outcasts? Like they, and
I mean, there were like a lot of, especially in feudal times, there were a lot of thinkers, especially the emperors or shoguns and whatever that just wrote a lot of stuff, a lot of concepts, which some of them survive to this day, some of them not. And but you have to be in a position of power, to do something like this. I mean, you had to be.
Yeah, I get it.
Right now,
it's always been true.
What?
It's always been true. Even in the West, like even Marx had money from his friends to be a free thinker and write his, theories.
Yeah. Right now it's different because you have the freedom to do whatever the fuck you want.
As long as you have the money.
Yeah.
Because
but
if you have to work, then you don't have the freedom to do whatever
to be
the
a
hell you want.
philosopher, you don't have to be like wealthy. To get your thought across, maybe.
Wait. So the idea goes like this. In order to think freely, you need to have the space to do it. If your life is about survival and working 9 to 5 or 2 jobs and commuting and so on and trying to survive, you, regardless of your capacity to free think, you will not be able to be a free thinker.
Listen.
Free thinking requires capital.
No, like I think you're confusing stuff because
Okay.
being a Japanese citizen and
Okay,
like live Japanese and think Japanese does not make you a fucking drone. Like a mindless drone, you know. It's you are expected to behave in a certain way. You are expected to do stuff a certain way, but you are not confined to thinking a certain way.
But you said yourself you will be punished for not doing. You will be ostracized.
You will be ostracized if you not participate in community things. But that doesn't mean that you can think about stuff, you do stuff, or, just abandon the community altogether and go someplace else. I mean, this is a free world, man. And
Is this... Wait. I'm sorry. Did you say that this is a free world?
most of it, actually.
It's basically like saying, hey, man, you don't need to make money. You can be homeless if you want to. You can,
my God.
try to... no, but it's in a certain way what I'm saying is that... it's like you have a choice not to breathe. Yeah, sure, you do have this choice. You can do it.
Yes.
You really are free to the point where you can do it. But is that really a choice? So like...
Okay, so what I meant was this is a free world in most cases because you have the freedom to live and do whatever you want. You are not a slave to anyone. Like per se, a slave.
Wait,
No,
whoa.
I'm not mean. I don't mean the figurative, manner of, a slave to a money or the man or whatever. No,
But it's not figurative, actually.
it is figurative
Oh,
because you
God.
can go like fuck you to the fucking outskirts of
Yeah, you're right. That's what I said.
and
You
just live
have
off
the right.
land and
yes,
off grid and
that's what I
whatever.
said. You have the right to be homeless. I agree. That's your right. You can be homeless. Is that seriously? Is that the choice that we're discussing?
No, this is one of the choice. I think
I think that's the problem.
dude,
Like,
it's so fucking complex. You can't generalize stuff.
but wait, how am I generalizing? You said the word. You used the word slave, and then you said that it's not in a figurative way. But what that means is that we would need to you use a specific
You are not
term.
a slave in a figurative way.
Okay,
So that
that somebody owns you. That's what you mean.
Yes. Yes. Nobody owns you. You are free. You are a free man. You can do whatever you want, think whatever you want, go wherever you want. In most cases.
Actually, that is a very interesting conversation, which is really complex because, as you said yourself, there are many ways and forms in which the world that we live in limits it. And the truth is that, this freedom is more of an idea than a reality.
Yes, I know. You have like constraints, and you have to do certain things to go certain places, and you have to have money for it. Yeah, I know all of this, but you have the ability. That's the idea.
You have the possibility, the ability, not necessarily.
Okay, so the possibility, you have the choice.
And like I said, and it's more of
some
a
people-
theoretical choice than an actual choice.
Okay, oh my God.
But that's what makes it actually the difference between the Platonic idea of freedom and the reality that you have to live with. Like, the freedom that we all perceive is more of an abstract idea and concept
Okay, so
than actually reality.
Okay, so I will do it on my example then. I have the freedom to go to the fucking Japan, and I will do that, even though I don't have the money right now, but I will. And I will go there for 2 fucking weeks, and I will have a fucking time of my life. Because I wish so. And that is my freedom. I am not enslaved with a ball and chain here to just sit here, do my little work, and work for the government. which we all do, but you know. Anyway,
It's
but,
like, you don't pay your taxes. I go to the store,
Yeah.
I pay VAT. Fuck you, I
Yeah.
pay my taxes.
but I have the choice and the ability, like one day, to just fucking leave this country and never come back.
Okay.
I'm not saying that I will leave and go to Japan, because that's a different thing. To live there, because it's not that simple.
Yeah.
But I can fucking go to Netherlands or to maybe, I don't know, UK maybe or Germany, whatever the fuck I want.
Well, you
I
can't
can
go
do
to the
that.
United States.
I don't want to go to the United
Yeah,
States.
but you can't. Like, that's like, you can't.
Because why?
To what? To live there?
I mean, if I choose so, I could make this happen, but why?
Wait.
Why would I?
It's a good question. Could you make this happen? Could you actually go and apply for a work visa?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there is a chance that this might happen, but it's not like a guarantee.
Yes, because every concept has its, ifs and buts.
Of course it is. Of course
And
it does.
so, but it's a possibility that I can, explore, right?
And by the way, you talked about moving to the Netherlands and so on and so on. That's actually true because of like the fucking European Union,
Yeah.
and that's true because of the last like several decades.
Yeah.
It used to not be that.
Yes. I mean, yeah, you have to marry someone to become a citizen or whatever. You just have a permanent.
Or if
residence.
you have the money, just buy a residence.
Yeah, like my grandma, she actually went to Netherlands and married a guy there. So she's like stayed there ever since.
Yay! My mom never did that. The question of how did she actually manage to get a citizenship in Poland is borderline insane.
Well, listen.
I think she actually has a residence. That's what she managed. After 20 years of living, she managed to actually buy a cheap flat, and I think that this was one of the more important reasons why she actually managed to get a citizenship in this beautiful country of ours.
Yeah. Good for her, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So, guys, this was the After Kuukiyomi podcast.
Exactly.
That we just indulge you with.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to actually edit this and put it as a separate episode.
Yeah.
Like a bonus thing. So,
A boner thing.
if you like that kind of things, we can
If
do
you
more
like
of that, because we like to talk with each other.
Yes,
we
exactly.
like to exchange ideas and conversations and whatever. So.
Listen, I think you can like record yourself playing something and just put it over it. It's not like it would work
You
as well.
think?
Yeah. Of course it would. Oh, dude, come on.
No, but you can't react to there's no reactions to what's happening on screen. So
Yeah, but at the same time, there's
I
something
don't
to
know.
look at.
I don't know how we'll do it. So, but I will think of something.
Think of something.
Okay, want to play something else?
Yes.
And we can play something. Okay, but
Yes.
I have to make a coffee first.
Yes.
Stop. Stop. Stop.
Wylewiosa.
Stop. Why is this not running?